This video, I will be making a tier list of the top NA teams participating in RLCS 2022 and 2023. I posted one of these earlier this week, but since then, I realized that I actually forgot some teams, and some of the teams that were on there, they actually have made changes. So today's actually the last day for roster lock, and all of the rosters should be in. So this is a good day to do it. Now let's get into the tier list. So first is a crew. This is Astro, Oath, and Fifi. They finished last season at 14th in the NA rankings. On the Roster Royale recent tournament, they went out 2-3 in Swiss, so not that bad. Also, they're getting better towards the end of last season. Two top eights in spring. That's pretty good, but I think I'm going to put them in C tier. Um, they're probably not going to be upsetting like the big teams. I think they are going to make most regionals though, so that's kind of what my criteria for C is going to be. Not really upsets, but still consistent regional making. Next, we got complexity right here. Is Raisable, AJG, and CRR actually, who's replacing Shad. CRR is actually flying over from Europe. He's from Spain. He's one of the he's probably like top five ones players in the EU. So he's a pretty good addition to this team, I think. Uh, Complexity finished last season at 7 in North America at recent Rust Royale with CRR. They got third, fourth. They lost to the eventual winner. So Complexity, they had a really bad winter and spring split this past season. But I think CRR could bring some of their energy back. And overall, I'm gonna put them in A tier. They're gonna be contending for most majors. Well, actually, I think for all the majors. Next is Dignitas. So this is actually gonna be Andy, Drees, and Delta. This is weird because it was gonna be Zanil, but Zanil left for a different team last second. This team has never been seen before, unless like teams that have scrimmed them. Obviously, I've not done that. I think Drees and Andy are both really good players. Drees got sixth place with Optic in points last season, and Andy got 11th with Sonics. Um, and Delta, he got 15th with Charlotte Phoenix or Stromboli at the end of the season. But I'm gonna put him B tier. I think there's enough talent on the team that they can upset some of these higher teams over here, and they should be making all the regionals. Next, FaZe Clan. This is First Killer, Sipical, and Mist. Mist is going to be replacing AJ. First Killer has struck again, but this time he actually got a good replacement. I think Mist is going to be good. They got top four at Worlds, and then Roster Royale they won. They looked unstoppable. That S tier easily. They should be making all the majors. Next is Frequence. This is Angel, Kiri, Flitz. They used to be all mid, but they're Frequence now. Their org dropped them. They're a bubble team, and I think they're D tier. And my reasoning for this is that their greatest achievement was making 3 regionals in a row and getting last place in all of them. So D tier. Furia. Furia is Card, Kaio, and Yan. They're coming from South America. This is a pretty big move, but they were their best in their region. Um, and they also showed that they were really good internationally, top four at Worlds. I think they're going to start the season off hot, kind of like Complexity did last season. And they might be more consistent than Complexity throughout the whole season, but I think they're going to have a really hot start. And I'm going to put them S tier. I think they could beat anyone in North America on the right day. Next, we got G2 Esports, JNAPS, Chicago Atomic, same roster as last season. They got second at Worlds. They're still going to be the best in NA. I think it's an easy S tier. Gen G. This one's not confirmed for the org yet. This is the pretty confirmed rumor. Like Shift seems pretty sure about it, so I'm gonna believe that. Right now they're Stormtroopers, but it's Jack, Chronic, and Nolly. Apparently Jack and Chronic, they're both moved from the UK. They're both on top teams in their region, and they're both really good players. Chronic actually is a weird pick for them. He's a top NA ones player. Other than that, he's never really proved himself in 3v3. I think they're going to be A tier though. I think Jack and Nolly have enough star power that they're going to be contending for majors. I think they might bring out the best in Chronic. Next is Gentleman. This is No Mansion, Nebra, and Lunar. Lunar's replacing KX. It's a bubble team. They made like 2 regionals the entire season, They're gonna be D tier. Next is Ghost. This is Shock, Hoxer, and now Tikarel replacing Lion Blaze. I'm not expecting this team to get like better or worse. I think it'll be around the same level. Tikarel isn't like a big upgrade or downgrade from Lion Blaze. They were 10th in NA last season. I think there's gonna be B tier still. They're gonna get some upsets every once in a while, probably. They'll be consistent though. Next, Little Step Bros. It's another bubble team. It's Alpha Kev, Creams, and Spider. They never made any regionals in the season. They only formed for the last split, but they actually looked pretty good at the Roster Royale. They managed to get top 8, which is very impressive. They beat the Peeps and they beat Moist. But I still gonna put them D tier because I have to see them do it in RLCS. But I am excited to see this team. I think they have some potential. Creams is really good. Next, Limitless. This is BU, Skills, and Nitrous, same as last season. They only made 2 regionals the entire season. They're another bubble team, D tier. Actually, I don't even know if they're going to be playing under Limitless when the season starts. I think they're inactive right now, but I don't know what else to go by because they don't have a team name. So, next is Loco. It's Beastabanium, Turinturo, and they needed a player on the very last day, which is today. And I looked at the Start GG, and it looks like they found Shadow, which I don't know much about. But Beastabanium is solid, and Turinturo looked really good at the Roster Royale, where they went 2-3 in Swiss, but Turinturo looks really good. He hasn't really been on a team since Rogue, but I like him, but I was going to put him C tier because I don't think Shadow is that good of a player. I've never really heard of him, but maybe he'll surprise. But I think C tier for them. Next one. This one doesn't have a logo, but it's Meow Meow, which is Turbo Pulsa's new team. So it's Turbo Pulsa, J-Pow, and Zenil. So this is where Zenil ditched Dignitas for, which I don't really understand, but Zenil's really good. J-Pow's really solid. I don't really know. I have no idea what to expect from Turbo, honestly. If Turbo is playing well, I think they'll be B tier. But if Turbo does what he's been doing, I think it'll be C tier, which is where I'm gonna have him right now. This all depends on Turbo. Next is Nefarious. This is Adam, Buddy, and Diaz. Diaz is replacing Tivaristo. It's a bubble team. They made 1 regional last season. Maybe they'll be better. Who knows? This is a good one now. Optic is actually officially announced. The Peeps are Optic Gaming. We got Reddles, AJ, and Magic Bear. Reddles, AJ, they're both kicked from like really good teams, they're really good players too. And then they got Magic Bear from Torrent, who's also really good. He has a lot of potential. Torrent was 13th in NA last season. This team just showed what they could do with the Roster Royale. They got 2nd place. I think they're going to be A tier though. I don't think they're going to be just as good as these 3 teams right away. Maybe with time. Next, PK, Pittsburgh Knights. Sosa, Cheese, and ZPS. ZPS is replacing J-Russ on this team. It's also funny because ZPS used to be on this team. He used to play with Sosa, but they had Radoko instead of Cheese. I think this is a really solid team. I don't think they're going to be beating these teams, but I think they'll be making regionals, so I'm going to put them C tier. And they're definitely better than the teams below them. Next is Rogue. Same as last season. I think they really should have changed, but whatever. They've shown that they can upset teams. I think I'll just put them B tier. They got 9th in NA last season, but yep. Shopify Rebellion now. Memory, Parth, Two Piece. Two Piece is replacing Jordan. And I hear Two Piece, and I was like, okay, it doesn't really matter. I don't know who this guy is, but they looked really good at Roster Royale. They got top 8. It was really solid, and they showed they can upset some teams too. They beat Complexity in the Swiss stage, so I think I'm gonna put them B tier. I think this is gonna be a good team. I don't think they're gonna be making any majors, but I think they might be beating some teams and ruining some teams' runs. Next is Space Station. It's Arsenal, Daniel, and LJ. LJ's replacing Reddles. And you would think you replace Reddles with LJ, you'd say the team's gonna be better. And on paper, I'd say yeah, LJ's a better player. But I think they're really used to playing with the style that having Reynolds on the team had. So I think it'll be a little bit before they get to their full potential. So right now they're just going to be A tier, still contending. I think they're a good team still, no matter what. Next, Stromboli. This is Allraz, Kinsey, and Lion Blaze. Lion Blaze, Kinsey, they're both on around like B tier teams last season, like Ghost and Torrent. I think they're both really good too. They're really good players, very consistent. Allraz, he's okay. He played for Charlotte. Um, I think he's good, but I don't think he's not as good as the other two. But Lion Blaze and Kinsey are so good. I think it's going to be B tier. They can beat some of these teams sometimes. Next interesting one. It's Team Axel. Accelerate has a rebranded, and they've picked up 2/3 of Oxygen, Toasty and Gimmick, and they're playing with Ajax instead of LJ. Uh, this roster, I haven't seen them yet, but they played with Andy at Roster Royale, Toasty and Gimmick did, and they looked pretty good. They beat Space Station. They got top 4. I mean, they beat Space Station, shows they can upset. I don't think they're making majors, but they're definitely B tier for me. Next is the General NRG. This is an interesting one. Still Garrett G, Justin, and Squishy. Same as last season. I think they could have made a change. Get someone more mechanical, probably bring some life to the roster. But they haven't done it, even though they had a rough ending to last season. But they've had this whole offseason to fix any problems they've had. I'm still expecting them to be the top 8 of almost every regional. I think they're still going to be contending for major spots. So I'm going to keep them in A tier. Version 1. It's Torment, Calm, and Beast Mode. Same as last season. Beast Mode is one of the best players in the world. It's really hard to not be in A or S tier when you have a player of Beast Mode's caliber on him. But I think I'm just going to keep him in A tier. I think Torment and Calm kind of hold the team back. I mean, like, they're good, but their Beast Mode could have better teammates. They got top 8 at Worlds. Like, they're a good team, but I don't think they're S tier. They're quite there. I don't think they're quite there yet. Next is X-Set. It's a Percy Rapid Evo. Evo has replaced JPAL. And this is a weird one because you see this Percy Rapid JPAL, not JPAL, Percy Rapid Evo, and you would say, wow, this looks like a good team. These are 3 great players. And that's what I thought was going to happen. But they went 1-3 in Swiss at the Roster Royale. And maybe they just need time to get better, but I don't know. They looked really bad. So I'm just going to put them C tier. I think they're going to be making regionals, but I don't think they're going to be beating these teams. They just did not look good. So maybe with time I'll change them. But that's where they are for now. And the final team is Zookeepers. It's another bubble team here, but it's Blaze, Tool, and Hazu. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Anyway, this is the final tier list. Let me know what you think. Tell me if you agree or disagree. I'll try to respond to any comments. Just please leave a like and subscribe. Uh, and that's all. Goodbye.